Chapter 26. Jude. My heart threatens to burst as the terrified golden retriever attempts to twist free from the catch pole. Her devastated cries echo in the small building where she's been living for the past 5 years. She bares her teeth, licking her muzzle as white foam leaks from her mouth. Strangely, she reminds me of Frankie when I first found her, minus the copious amounts of the drool. And Frankie didn't try to run as much as she tried to force me away with her words. The memory thaws a portion of the icy dread in my veins from earlier. "Hey, Lee," I whistle. "Help me with this one." He jogs around me to ready the next kennel. We only have 2 left. They both are females, and the abuse on their bodies from repeated breeding is evident. Makes me fucking sick to think about how someone could push an animal to such limits for purely selfish motivations. I can't wait to finish up, take these girls out of here, and get back to my pack, to the dogs that saved me as much as I saved them. And to see her. It was wrong the way I left this morning. I know that. I knew it the minute I got to the edge of town. The boys were following me in Corjan's SUV, and after I counted to 20, twice, I fought against the urge to turn around and continue to follow the highway north. Aiden orchestrated enough of a scene this morning, and I didn't want to create another. The way he so casually dropped the L word felt like 1,000 paper cuts across my flesh. Frankie's beautiful brown eyes held so much weight I thought I would be crushed by the hope in them. It fucking scared me. It fucking healed me, too. Because that hope is contagious, and for a guy who's never believed in the concept of love, I trust her enough to take that risk. I just have to work up the courage to say the words out loud. Even if it takes counting to 1,000,000, Frankie's worth every number that flashes through my head. I'd do anything for her. Lee sets the kennel close so that I don't have to coax this girl far, and in minutes we have her locked and loaded in the van with the others. I wipe a bead of sweat from my brow with the back of my arm. 1 left. Lee fixes his baseball cap, the green logo signifying the Little League team he coaches. She won't be easy. We both look at where Corjan's crouched next to a hole in the floor. At some point, the wood rotted away, and the dogs made a nest of sorts beneath the floorboards in the crawl space. The owner put up mesh wiring around the outside of the shed so they couldn't escape, but didn't bother to patch up the hole. Our final catch is a growling, snarling mess down there in the dark. It will take some strategic planning to cut her loose. "What do you think?" I ask Corjan as I approach. She's too scared for food. The space is only about 18 inches wide. "Do we wait until she crawls out on her own?" Lee asks. The option tears me down the middle. Rescuing scared, helpless dogs used to be my entire life's mission. But the thought of being away from Frankie that long could take hours. Yeah, Lee crosses his arms. I wouldn't doubt if both my brothers currently had similar thoughts. This used to be a lot easier when we were all unattached bachelors with nothing better to do. My phone rings. I dig it out of the back pocket of my jeans. "What do you think about cutting the wire going from the outside?" I ask before hitting the green button. "Hello?" A crackle comes across the line, followed by a distorted voice. The words aren't clear. "Someone there?" I ask. What sounds like a dog bark breaks through the static before I'm met with dead air. "Hello?" I try once more, knowing the call has dropped. I hang up. That was weird. Who was it? Not sure. There wasn't a number listed. Anyway, I was saying, my phone rings again. Christ, hang on. I punch the screen with my finger and bring it to my ear. "Hello? Jude?" The feminine voice sounds like it's coming from underwater. "Court?" The line crackles, cutting off her next words. "Hang on, I think I have bad service." "Where? You?" "I'm about an hour north with Corjan and Lee. We're bringing back some sick dogs." "Need back Frankie." "Sorry?" I shove my palm over my free ear and dip my head. "You're breaking up, Courtney. What about Frankie?" "I said you get bad." My pulse spikes at her using Frankie and bad anywhere close to the same sentence. "Damn it, Court, you keep breaking up." The slight edge of panic has my brothers stopping their conversation to listen. I turn my back and move a few spaces away as a bead of sweat rolls down my spine. "Frankie. Hospital. Been shot." Frankie. Hospital. Shot. Bad. Courtney, please. I choke, hoping like fuck I didn't hear what I think I did. The frantic edge of her voice is audible just above the static as she screams. Been shot. Get the hospital. I'm coming. I fight back a gag. Saliva fills my mouth, making my tongue feel thick and swollen. I shove the phone back into my pocket and yank out my keys. An empty gum wrapper flutters to the ground. What's going on? Lee's at my side, his hand dropping heavily onto my shoulder. I don't even flinch at the unexpected touch. I use the weight as a tool to ground myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need your keys. We need to trade vehicles. I have to go. 6, 7, 8, 9. Corjan's digging his keys out of his pocket before I finish. What's happened? 10, 11, 12. Courtney said Frankie's been hurt. I need to get to the hospital. I gag again at the feeling of my heart in my throat. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We'll come with you, Lee declares, squeezing my shoulder. 18. I fight against closing my eyes. No, you have to get the dogs out of here. One of us can come, Corjan says. I shake my head. 19. It's going to take both of you to get her out. I'll be fine. Bring the dogs to the sanctuary and meet us at the hospital. I have to go. The bronze and silver keys ring against one another as we swap. I squeeze them tight, feeling the pinch of teeth biting into my flesh. Breathe, Jude, Lee says. Inhale. 20. Exhale. 21. 22. 23. Oh, fuck. I've never counted this far in my life. If the numbers don't stop, I usually just start over again. But this time, the feeling doesn't abate, and I can't force myself back to 1. My brain and body are left unsatisfied with the usual ritual. My panic kicks up a notch, reaching levels I haven't felt since I was a kid waiting for my dad to force me to take his belt. I'm fine, I grit out, clenching so hard my jaw aches. See you back home. 24, 25, 26. Leaving my brothers in the shed, I run to Corjan's SUV. Outside the driver's door, the numbers race through my head. I reach 42 by the time I unlock the vehicle, but by 70, I'm still standing outside. I wipe a palm over my sweaty face, then clench and unclench my hands. Restless energy rushes through me like a raging river without a dam. My heart pumps so hard I fear I could actually have a heart attack. 75. God, just stop. 76, 77. I manage to open the door and sit inside. 83. The key slides into ignition and the engine roars to life. 89. The more I fight the numbers, the more they come. I'm wasting time. Frankie needs me, and I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere in a working vehicle counting like a kindergartner who just learned what number comes after 20. I dry heave, sputtering against the breathlessness. Fighting the compulsion isn't helping. It's only slowing me down. My knuckles blanch on the steering wheel. I twist them and hit the gas. 99. 100. The first 100 feel like they might actually kill me. I shake so hard the vehicle jolts and stutters across the grass. Get it together, asshole. Frankie needs you. Once I hit the highway, it's pedal to the fucking ground. 160, 161, 162. Was it really just this morning we left our blissful cocoon? We should have stayed in bed. I shouldn't have left. I should have... A guttural sound claws through my throat, settling around me in the empty vehicle. I twist my fingers and sweat beads across my forehead. I'm coming, Frankie. Hang on, baby, I'm coming. 247, 248, 249, 250. I didn't even get to tell her that I love her. Just this morning, with Aiden joking and my family standing around us, I should have given her the words she so deserves to hear. And now I might not get that chance. 269, 270, 271, 272, 273, 274, 275, 276, 277, 278, 279, 280. Chapter 27. Jude. 3182. Chapter 28. Jude. The irony as I rush into Fairview Valley Hospital, the place I brought Frankie the first day I saw her, isn't lost on me. I park Corjan's SUV in the nearly the same spot, feeling a similar uncertainty pump through my veins. Powell. Frankie. Franklin Powell. Frankie Zillman. She came in with Aiden Powell, my brother, and she's my fiancé. I don't know for a fact they came in together, but I know there's no way my brother would have left her alone. Someone had to call Courtney, which means the rest of my family might be here too. "Fourth floor, room 413, the receptionist says. I would rush down the hall to the bank of elevators and repeatedly stab the button with my thumb. When one doesn't open quickly enough, I burst through the door to the fire escape stairwell. As I take the stairs 2 at a time, my lungs burn with the effort. My quads feel like a fire resides deep in the muscle. My heart beats so hard I can hear the throbbing in my ears. None of it matters. All I care about is getting to her. Frankie's smile flashes in my mind, the sensual tilt of her lips, the trust in her brown eyes as she lay in my bed this morning, the way her white blonde hair fans across my pillow while she sleeps in my arms. She's going to be okay, and I'm never going to take another second with her for granted again. I burst through the door on the 4th floor with an almighty bang and continue my path down the hall. The double doors next to the reception open as I slap the automatic button. "Whoa, Jude!" Someone touches my arm. I flinch and whirl around. Jack stands behind me. His face is pallid, and red rims his eyes. "Where is she?" I know I look wild, but I couldn't give a fuck. The raging storm of emotions inside me won't settle until I see her. "She's in the room with Aiden," he rasps. Christ, they both must have been hurt. "Hey, wait!" Someone yells as I take off. I dash through the open doors and down the hall, nearly tripping over myself to get to room 413. I grab the doorframe for leverage and throw myself into the room. My chest deflates like a pricked balloon. Frankie sits in a recliner beside a hospital bed, feet in the seat, knees tucked up to her chin, eyes closed as she rests her head. "Baby?" I choke. I don't stop moving until I drag her into my arms, and together we sink to the floor. My kneecaps crack against the linoleum, but I don't feel anything. "Jude," she exhales, burying her face in my neck. My limbs begin to shake, the overdose of adrenaline leaking from my system. I shake so hard that my teeth chatter, and my breath stutters from my lungs. "God damn it, Frankie." The weight of her in my lap, the warmth of her, I bury my nose in her hair and just breathe her in. Her palms cut my cheeks. She brushes her thumb against the bone, spreading wetness along the skin. I cast my eyes at the ceiling, looking for the source. Not finding one, I meet her red, raw eyes and realize it came from me. "I love you." Frankie's breath catches, and her fingers convulse against my face. "I love you so damn much, and I thought I'd never get the chance to tell you. You're my entire world, Frankie, and I thought I lost you." I brush my thumb along her cheek. "I can't lose you." "You won't lose me. I'm yours, remember?" A shudder runs through my body. Say it again. "I'm yours, Jude. I love you too." I let time slip away and touch her mouth with mine. "You're okay?" I ask, and I pull back. "I'm fine, honey." When I open my eyes, I still. Patches of brown and maroon are splattered across her white shirt. "You're covered in blood," I snarl. "It isn't mine." "Aiden." I pivot my stare at the top of the bed. Aiden waves, his cheeky grin extra wide on his pale face. Dirt and blood stain his forehead beneath his blonde hair. "Hello there. Don't let me interrupt. It isn't like I'm the one lying in a hospital bed or anything." "I'm sorry." My arms convulse around Frankie. "I spent the past hour thinking my future wife had just been shot." Frankie's insistent touch turns me back to her. "You thought I was shot?" I rest my forehead against hers. There was a problem with the connection. I could only make out a few words when Courtney called. "Fucking hell, Jude. You didn't tell us you thought Frankie was shot." Lee bites out and glowers from the doorway. He shoves off and walks into the room with Corjan at his back. Only when I turn do I notice Jack's in the room, too. How'd you two get here so fast?" "Do you really think we'd let you just take off on your own like that? We knew you'd be too much of a stubborn ass, so when you left, Corjan ripped up the floorboard, stuck his hand in the hole, and dragged the girl out of there." "Did you get bit?" Corjan holds up his intact hands. "Not a scratch, but I'm pissed as fuck at you, you bastard." "Does anyone care about me?" Aiden calls from the bed, tucking his hands behind his head as if he's relaxing in a seaside hammock on vacation. "Yeah." I swallow hard against the lump rising in my throat. "I care a hell of a lot. I don't know what you did, but thank you, Aiden," I tell him sincerely. "You didn't only save her life. You saved mine as well." "It was nothing, though I think I'm calling dibs on being your best man." "Done." I meet Jack's eyes, and he nods. Once the shock of the moment passes, I relax back on my ass with Frankie still in my lap. "Who's going to tell me what happened?" He was that fucking ex of hers, Aiden starts, dropping the grin. Where did he find you? He showed up at the sanctuary, Frankie supplies, fiddling with the hem of my shirt. We were walking the dogs 2 at a time along the trail when he stepped out of the woods with a gun. The sanctuary? That motherfucker found her on my peaceful plot of land? How did you get away? My voice dips lower and my arms squeeze around Frankie's back. Oh, Jude, I'm so sorry. The leash slipped out of my hand. Frankie covers her face and collapses into my chest. The dogs attacked him, bit him fucking hard, and the gun fired. I shoved Frankie and got hit with the graze, but there was so much blood and the dogs took off. We don't know if they were hurt. Fuck. I came so close to losing her and my brother. Now my dogs are in danger. Who? We don't know anything yet, Jack says. Who? I tighten my hold on Frankie and ask again. Ash and Remy, Jack answers. Once the cops secured the scene, Courtney was allowed on the property. She found them and brought them to her clinic. I stroke my hand over Frankie's hair. Shh, baby, it's okay. Oh, thank God, you're here! Courtney barrels into the room. She slams into my back, rocking both me and Frankie forward as she wraps us both in her arms. I got here as fast as I could. How are the dogs? I ask, bracing against Frankie for the answer. They're fine. Both of them. The blood on their fur belonged to that asshole. Neither of them had a scratch. I gave them extra big treats for their troubles. Frankie chokes on a ragged sob and bucks against me. Oh, thank God. Did the cops pick him up? I suspect he's somewhere in this hospital before heading off to jail, Jack answers. From what I heard from Sutton, his injury was pretty serious. Good.